As we approach hip-hop's 50th birthday, more and more people every day are proclaiming the death of our beloved genre, which means that more and more people are wrong every day. There is such a diverse range of artists now. We have Joey Badass. We all remember him from 1999, Rip Steelo, For the Money, his new album 2000, which was a pretty good follow-up to the cult classic 1999, like I just said a couple seconds ago. He's only a year older than me, which has let me know that I honestly have done nothing with my life, and I've been making music for the last 6 years, and I'm a little upset about that. I hate this dog. I'm a little upset about that, so I kind of need the Joey Badass stimulus package, if you know what I mean. We also have Mick Jenkins, who's one of the best rappers in the world right now. He's from Chicago. He's one of the only people encouraging me to stay hydrated, you know, drink more water, like he's been saying for the last 8 years. And I haven't been doing that. The last time I drank any water was about a couple days ago because I had to take the pills. I had the sniffles. Had to get my little nose right. Playboi Carti and Kodak are also artists, popular artists that I like to mention. I don't exactly listen to them, but they are putting on for the young people in Florida and wherever the state Carti is from. I don't exactly like their music, but I'm not gonna hate on another young person shine. I am actually. I like to wake up at 2 a.m. every morning and plan out how much I will be hating on someone for the rest of the day. We also have Griselda. Now, Griselda are the new kings of New York. There's some kids from Buffalo. They're also about 40. You would not know that they're pushing 40 though, unless you saw Benny without his hat on. Then you know they're 40. Hitler Wears Hermes by West Side Gun is one of the best hip-hop series, and I'm sick of every time I say Hitler Wears Hermes on Facebook, I get a 30-day ban. I'm sick of it. I hate it. I'm not having fun. I just want to talk about one of my favorite albums. That's all I want to do. We also have Lil Durk, who's also from Chicago. He's bigger than Yeezy in the streets. He's the GOAT. Now, that's according to him. I'm not the one saying that. Do I disagree? Oh, absolutely not. Lil Durk is obviously the king of Chicago. But again, I didn't state that. I'm repeating what he said. Another young person who's putting on for music right now is Polo G. Now, I like some of the Polo G songs. You know, Hollywood, Rockstar. What was a rap star? That song with that one pop singer girl. I like that song too. I know someone knows the name of it. Now, am I a bitter hater because for the last 3 years, people have been calling me a clone of him, saying I look like him, I act like him? Yeah, I'm pretty bigger. Is that affecting my decision to listen to him? Absolutely. And the beauty of that is the first step into healing is admitting you have a problem. And I have a problem with chronic hater. Get some help. The point is that there's a lot of great rappers out there. I don't have enough time to mention all the amazing people that I listen to currently. What if I just made a montage and I just put a bunch of people on screen that you need to check out too, and I'll leave links to their music in the description, and they're really just waiting on someone to give them the shine that they've been working hard for. The shine that I deserve, but they deserve it too. Ease of access, man. The ease of access of hip hop nowadays is another reason why it's impossible for this genre to be dead. Record labels are no longer able to gatekeep people's access into distribution. Young people nowadays can easily jump on the same sales channels that the biggest artists in the world happens to. All it takes is less than 5 minutes to upload a song you just made an hour ago to SoundCloud and then move over to DistroKid to TuneCore, and now you're on the same storefront as Drake, Bad Bunny, Kendrick, Lil Wayne. You're on Spotify. Look at that. 20 years ago, that was unheard of. I can't get my CD in stores 20 years ago. I was 2 years old 20 years ago, but still, the point remains. You weren't able to do stuff like that. People were not able to easily break into the industry like that. No one could officially call themselves an artist like that. You were just selling CDs out the back of your trunk. Now you sell CDs on the back of the Spotify page, getting less than 1,000 streams a month. But still, readily available tools of creation for people to chase their dreams now. It's comical how easy it is for someone with a USB condenser microphone, a cracked version of FL Studio, and some cheap speakers. Like mine light up. My speakers light up actually. You know, they're pretty cheap. They're like $20 on Amazon. And now you have yourself a working home studio that can put you on the same level as people paying $100 an hour for studio time. It's amazing. Before, back in the day, you either had to have a label behind you, someone with some real money behind you to put you in the studio, or you'd have to have a friend with a pretty good studio setup in their home as well, which took up a lot more space than it does now for you to even be able to begin to record some music. Those days are over. The 14-year-old kid making the next Juice WRLD rendition, it's not that hard anymore. Being able to quickly connect with artists around the world, no matter where you're at, has been a game changer. Decades ago, you could live in the same city as someone and you wouldn't even know they existed. Now, you can work with people all the way in Switzerland while you're in Africa. You could work with someone in Antarctica while you're in Mexico? Those people, I'm sure they've linked up to make music before? The internet is a beautiful thing. How can something die when it's living on through technology? It's living on through radio waves and Wi-Fi waves and internet waves, and I don't have a degree in computer science. I don't have a degree in computer science, but to be honest, it's just amazing that we can connect with people all over the world. Half of my friends now are people that I hope to never meet in real life, but I talk to them every day through an old person's app, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Worldwide popularity for supposedly dead genres out of this world. If you Google the top 10 genres in the world currently, hip-hop is number 2 and pop music is number 1. Stay with me though. Pop music is just popular music, right? And that's just an all-encompassing term of what the young people, what people are listening to. Hip-hop is number 2, right? Right? That means hip-hop is the number 1 genre in the world, because how can the number 1 genre just be a catch-all term? Yeah, that's geometry right there. Exactly. I failed math in high school. Hip-hop is now listened to and created in nearly every single country in the world. Hell, the biggest artist in the world right now is arguably a Spanish rapper, Bad Bunny. You know, Drake is still big. Drake isn't making good music though, but you know, he's still king of commercial music. That's never gonna change. It's never gonna change. It's huge in Korea. It's absolutely huge in Korea. It's huge in Japan. You know, the UK, their grime, drill. It's a beautiful thing to see so many different walks of people all making what's essentially the same type of music, and I love to see it. I love to see what other people are able to do with this genre. I would love to see what it looks like in 100 years. I will be dead. That's unfortunate for me, right? We had rappers at the halftime show for the Super Bowl for the first time ever. No, Travis Scott performing for a couple minutes does not count. Doesn't count. Kendrick being there, that absolutely counts. And look at this, Lil Baby it just released a song for the World Cup for some reason, but it's amazing for hip hop. It's amazing. I'm still not gonna watch soccer though, but I love to see. I don't know how he snagged that though, or what the criteria. I feel like
I met the criteria to be selected, but I wasn't.
Generational wealth. More black people have been able to become millionaires off of hip-hop than any other profession in the world. Do not fact check me on that. Do not fact check me on that. Do not fact check me on that. Hip-hop is now a multi-billion-dollar a year industry, for better or worse. There's so many more easy access to streams of income that young people are able to take advantage of, and it's an amazing sight to see. Streaming, granted, Spotify only paid about 0.00007 cents a stream, but if you're making millions of streams, and that's like $300. It's like $300, but I mean, it's more than zero. It's something. But you know, it's amazing, right? Like, you know, rappers on Twitch too, getting donations from little kids. Are you giving your money to a rich person? Why are you doing that? But hey, I don't hate on no one's hustle. I just sit here and get jealous. That's all it means. There's a constant pushing of boundaries and experimentation in hip hop now. And artists like JPEG Mafia would have been stoned to death in the 80s. Brockhampton would have been burned at the stake in the 90s. So it really shows you how far the genre has come and what people have done to push the absolute limits of what's considered hip-hop. Like rage rappers where they're really just screaming for a couple minutes, but their screams are rhyming. I like that. I like that. I like the energy, man. I'm beginning to sound like an old head now, and I'm only 24, so I have to move on before people start harassing me. Don't like the sound of one artist, there's thousands of other artists that you might love. They're just waiting for you to discover them. All it takes is a little bit of Googling, a little bit of the YouTubing, even a little bit of the TikToking, and you'll find these artists. You'll get your backpack rappers, your conscious rappers, your trap rappers, your drill rappers, your grime rappers, your Florida rappers, your Chicago rappers, your Texas rappers, your Southern rappers, your Crank and Scrooge rappers, your West Coast rappers, your true New York rappers, Canadian rappers. You'll get your people. Veterans and legends of hip hop are still making good music as well. Nas is the damn GOAT. You know what he dropped last year? He dropped Magic. You know how many people dropped a better album than Magic last year? Alright then. He also dropped King Disease 2, which is also pretty good, but I really want to talk about Magic. Magic is an amazing piece of work. It's arguably a top 3 Nas album. It is a classic. I don't care that it's only been about 10 months since its release. If it released only a week later than it did, then it would be in my top 3 albums of the year for 2022, only under Mr. Morale and Simple by IDK. Nas has truly beaten the fall off allegations. Him and Hit Boy go better together than Discord moderators and no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna do that. Jay-Z a couple years ago dropped 4 for 4, which is still heavily talked about. Jay-Z is really the poster boy for rags to riches. Went from drug dealer to mogul, trap house to museum, from the mean streets of New York to he could have bought that one building for $4 million, now it's worth $8 million and he's feeling Dumbo. He went far, man. He went far. Lupe Fiasco also dropped a pretty good album as well. Drill Music in Zion. Weren't no drill beats on it. I understand it's a shitty argument, but I'm leaving. Snoop Dogg, and ignoring the weird reggae era from like 6 years ago, Snoop Dogg had really settled into his role as hip-hop's cool uncle. Him and other West Coast legends like E40, reserve my opinion on him, dropped a pretty decent album a couple months ago that you unfortunately cannot listen to readily available because they decided to put it as an NFT for some stupid ass reason, and I'm gonna move on. An honorable mention is Eminem. He's still going. I don't like post-recovery Eminem, but it's amazing that after the battles he fought with addiction, bad home life, a pretty rocky divorce, that he's still 50 years old and able to release music consistently. Eminem stans are not waiting 5 years for an album, unlike a certain fan base from a much younger artist. But hey, who's keeping track of that? 50 years later, and hip-hop is the strongest that it's ever been, and it's only going to keep growing and getting better than where it's at right now. You don't have to like everything. You don't have to listen to the radio and see it as what hip-hop is, all right? We all know that the hip-hop mainstream media is controlled by hungry record label execs who wouldn't know hip-hop if it hit them in the back of the head. That's besides the point. The point is that there's artists everywhere making what you would call true hip-hop. All you have to do is take off the nostalgia glasses and just listen. And at the end of the day, if the kids are rocking to it, if the kids are dancing to it, then that's what hip-hop is. That's where hip-hop started as, and that's where hip-hop's always gonna be. And it doesn't matter if you don't like everything, because everything isn't for everyone. I like mint chocolate. Other people call it toothpaste. Those people don't brush their teeth. And basically, stupid, hip-hop's not dead, goofy.